Hi, this is Jim Darr with Living Free Ministries, and I wanted to take a moment today just to share my heart with you about all the fears that I see people dealing with today and to offer a way out for all of us that are in this onslaught of fear that seems to be coming at us from the media, from people around us. And the truth is, the solution to this fear is the amazing presence of the Lord. And I can tell you from my own experience, God has saved me from a helicopter crash. He has saved me from car accidents. He has saved me from blood clot. He has saved me from financial ruin. And I want to give you the foundation of how that has been possible so that you can have the same access and the same protection and the same provision. And let me tell you how it started, how it happened. Several years ago, I was in a place where my family relationships were failing, my business was failing, my finances were failing. I was in a place of extraordinary stress and fear. And I remember standing in the shower, being just overwhelmed by the many crises in my life that were creating this fear and stress. And at that point, I was not connected with the Lord. I was not what you would call a believer. But I was so desperate and so completely at the end of my rope that standing in the shower, literally with tears pouring down my cheeks, I cried out to God, hoping that He was there. And even my prayer wasn't one of particular amount of faith. My prayer was, God, if you are real, please show me, come show me that you are real. And I had the most amazing thing happen. For the first time, I heard Him speak to me, and He said, Jim, what do you hear? And I turned off the shower and I stood there wringing wet, trying to hear something, not believing that I would, not thinking that I would get this right. But I have to tell you, all I could hear was my heart beating, this thump thump of my heart. So I remember saying out loud, Lord, all I can hear is my heart beating. And I barely got those words out before He fiercely interrupted me. He fiercely interrupted me. And He said, that's my heart you hear beating. And I looked down at my hands and He said, those are my hands and my knees and my feet. And let me tell you that when the presence of the Lord shows up and makes Himself real, the only reasonable thing to do, as near as I could tell, was to worship. I tell you, I shot out of that shower. I needed to get someplace I can get on my knees. And then I had the most amazing vision. I saw this dazzling white figure walk right into me. And I closed my eyes and I opened them. And the Lord Himself looked out through my eyes. I closed them and opened them again, and I looked out through His eyes. What happened that day is the Lord made Himself real to me. That's the first thing He did. The second thing He did was He claimed me and made me His own. He cleaved Himself to me. And the reason I'm telling you all this is open to you too. The Lord didn't come and sacrifice His life so we could do religion or so we could sit in church for an hour every Sunday. He did what He did on the cross to make Himself real so you would have a one-on-one experience with Him. And I'm telling you, if you take the time to get in a quiet place, and I will give you some ideas about how to do this. I would get in a quiet place. I would take some deep breaths, get to a place of quiet and peace. And then I would begin with this amazing idea of praising God. I know this will feel like the last thing that you feel like doing when you're in the middle of fear. But if you look at Psalm 22, verse right around 3 and 4, it says that God inhabits the praises of His people. It says that God actually comes and makes His home in the praises of His people. So this is a shortcut to coming quickly into His presence. So when I want to come quickly into the presence of God, I put on praise and worship music. And frankly, I don't care who's in the house. I'll walk around singing and praising God because I want to do that very thing. I want to inhabit my praises. And another backup for this, another confirmation of this, if you look in Psalm 100, right around verse 3 or 4, it says this most amazing thing. It says, we enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and we enter into his very courts, his very presence with praise. So these are just two examples where God is saying, if you will do the opposite of what you feel like doing, if you will turn away from claiming those feelings of fear or upset or offense or resentment, whatever terrible emotions that the evil would love to give you, turn 180 degrees from that and say, Lord, I'm going to choose to praise you right in the middle of this storm. I'm going to choose to declare that you are my Lord and that I give my life to you, Jesus. That's what praise is all about. Worship has this amazing experience, amazing impact of making us closer to him and making us more like him. So I would begin with praising him, and then I would say, ask God to make himself real to you. The very same experience and words that I used, I believe will work for you. And say, Lord, if you are real, I'm asking you, come show me. Come show up in my life. Come show me that you are real. Make yourself real for me. Lord, I know that you laid down your life on the cross for this very reason, so that I could come into your presence and be cleaved to you and connected to you. This, I believe, will be a major pathway to come out of this experience of fear. And every time you feel the attack of fear, choose to praise and then invite God in to make himself real and present and known to you. So the first idea is praise. The second idea is to invite him in. And the third idea is find community. I want to invite you to come connect with this amazing community and family at Living Free Ministries. And if you'd like more information about Living Free Ministries, send us an email at info, at livingfreeministries.com. That will get to a real live breathing human being, and we will get back to you. We will email you back. If you'd like to have a conversation, if you'd just like someone to connect with, give us a call on the ministry phone. It's 303-421-6865. Let me just say that again. It's 303-421-6865. That's our ministry phone. Please leave us a message and a phone number that we can reach you back at, and we'll have somebody back in touch with you to pray with you, to rejoice with you, to praise with you, and to invite you into a community of people who will intercede with you and stand in the gap for you and walk with you to help walk out of fear and into the Lord's marvelous light. God bless you. May the Lord God make his face shine upon you and give you his peace. Bye now.